Jean Lafitte National Park, a snapshot of nature's bounty in Louisiana. A forest teeming with life draws a gathering of people to see a modern-day superstar.
If you look around you and how thick this swamp is here, this one sticks right out.
Nestled in the watery woods is a special cypress tree, the monarch of the swamp, the kind you don't see every day.
I would estimate it near 600 years old.
600 years ago? That's right. We weren't even a nation. We barely been discovered by the Europeans by then.
Louisiana leaders honor it for being alive when Louisiana became a state. But there's more.
You're talking about pirates. You're talking about statehood. You're talking about the farming communities that used to be here.
As a dendrochronologist, what we try to do is we actually date and verify each of these rings, and we can count them.
Tom Doyle used a bit to take a chunk out of the majestic cypress to find out the age and get a look into Louisiana's climate of centuries past.
It's recorded the climate of years past, this going back 600 years.
The monarch's 6 centuries makes Frank Ehret's 96 years seem like the blink of an eye. But as one of the founders of Jean Lafitte National Park, he's ecstatic.
I was concerned about the Louisiana wetlands because we were losing wetlands by the thousands of acres.
There are older trees in Louisiana, but
we put this one because we thought it would be accessible to folks like you. Some of these trees you really have to tromp through the swamps to get to. That's part of the reason they still stand is because they're remote and inaccessible.
Most of the older trees here in Jean Lafitte National Park are only about 100 to 200 years old, survivors of the logging done here in the mid-1800s. One of the reasons the monarch of the swamp survived may be because of its flaws.
They were hollow at the time that the lumbering began 250 years ago. And when the lumbermen saw these hollow trees that were already several hundred years old, they said, heck, we can do better than that. Let's cut down the younger ones.
It's likely without further disease or other damage to the tree, this tree might live another 1,000 years.
So we're here to promote their stewardship and their appreciation for hopefully for the generations to come.
Well, the state believes there are cypress trees more than 1,000 years old in Louisiana. So if you spot one that's like 15, 20 feet, or even 25 feet wide, they're asking you to contact them. And you can find the link to their email address at the Lieutenant Governor's office on our website, fox8live.com.
So you don't have to be a dendrochronologist?
Dendrochronologist? No, you don't have to be that.
One.
If they look big, it's probably old. At least 200 years old to be recognized by the state. So,
all right,
Tenny. Well, passengers won't